No dog sold or raised for illegal purposes. This is a historical and entertainment-based channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, yeah. Episode 63, yeah. Yeah. The analyzing of Mims champion Bohunt. A deeper look at Grand Champion Lucio. Is BDP'S silver bullet unsung? Let us analyze the evidence on this episode of Bulldog Court. Bulldog community, please rise. This is your host, Gr.Ch James, because we got to get a hold of the game.
Court is now in session.
Ooh, we man. This is your boy, Gr.Ch James, because we got to get a hold of the game. I'm so happy that you could join me tonight. You could have been anywhere else in the Bulldog streets, but you decided to come kick it with your boy. And I'm so happy that you did. You underdig. I'd like to thank everybody for checking out last week's Bulldog Court episode 62. But we had a stinking foot good time. No toe jam included. You understand me? And we covered the cases for the proceedings that I had that evening. And then, of course, we slid on over to the Bulldog Court Live after show with my Cap brothers, King T, a.k.a. Short Bus Cap, Pressure Cap, a.k.a. Pressure Kennel Combine, and Papa Cap, the Honorable One, J-Bo. As we went in, a real fun episode, a lot of laughter. You know what I'm saying? It's good sometimes to have laughter, you know, like J-Bo said, you know. If not, man, you'll go crazy out here, man. So, I'd like to thank also everybody that checked out those episodes. And also, too, the Hump Day Cap with my brothers, King T, Pressure Kennel Combines, and the Honorable One, J-Bo, as we covered some different things, had some discussions. Check that out when you get time. You won't be disappointed, man. I love the flow of the conversations that we have and the way that the show has been progressing. Salute to my brothers over there at King T channel. Y'all check that out and subscribe. Also, too, of course, we went right over into Bulldogging with Bo, with the Honorable J-Bo, and Nonstop, as they went in on a few things, went in even further into certain J-Bo strands or dogs. You know what I'm saying? You talk about Muffin and Whitehead and Fly Girl and all these other animals that J-Bo had a hand on creating and then bringing forth a successful bloodline that is still sustaining and maintaining until this day. Salute to everybody who checked those shows out. Salute to all those that checked out Fat TV, Going Hard Kennels, Bug City, Schoolboy Garcia, and any other shows that are putting out good Bulldog content, along with some entertainment, a little bit of mixed up controversy. You know what I'm saying? A gumbo of things, some education. You know what I mean? A little bit of everything to make it a entertaining show that you will want to watch again and again. But I'm not going to prolong the time. For my first case, the analyzing of Mims champion Bohunk. So, first of all, for my first two cases today, we will look deep into two animals that are sound and recorded in history, a champion and a grand champion conformation sound animal in history. We must look at this because not only were they conformationally sound, they were bred down from what we would call a game dog, from a game dog pedigree, but also was able to be successful in the show ring as well. And so to help us to better understand, when we're talking about the American Pit Bull Terrier and the history, we are just not talking about the history as it pertains in the box. We are also talking about the excellence and the performance and the all-around animal that the American Pit Bull Terrier is and was, to better show how well-rounded and amazing this animal truly is when you really look at it. So for this first one, we go to the yard of Carl Mims, always known for having some very well-built, conformationally sound animals with his Red Boy and Snooty, or Mims Hardtack and Carolina Flow. He had the Mims Midnight, who was a daughter of Indian Bo Leo, to produce some very good animals, some good, solid, all-around animals. You know, he had the Hannah Patch female, of course, Mims Carolina Flow, legendary, in those parts of the world or in the country, made a great name for herself. But he also had some Crumbs cremator, some Tombstone blood through Crumb Cyclone, which is Sorrel's bull, which is a half brother to Indian Bo Leo, bred to Crumbs cremator, who is out of Patrick's Tombstone, bred to Patrick's Red Baby. They took this dog, Crumbs Cyclone, and bred him back to his mother cremator to get Mims Ch, which is the dam of Mims champion Bohunk. Now this is an ADBA show champion, confirmation show champion here. His sire was Mims Moses, 2-time winner, and he is off of Mims Moles and Mims Midnight. Remember I told you Mims Midnight is out of Indian Bolio and Pat Patrick's Tuffy, 2-time winner. Mims Moles, his sire, was out of Snooty and Mims Moxie, who was out of Snooty and Hannah Patch. Remember I mentioned her, very sound foundation female, one of the foundation females for Carl Mims and the Mims bloodline. Okay, so when we look at this animal comes down from show winners from the square circle and beyond. And this is just one that I wanted to highlight to start it off of some of the show champions. Very well built animal, nice length on him. I believe this picture, if they got I wish we had a side view to get a good look at how he's built. Head and, shoulder proportion, body proportion looks to be sound, looks to be proportioned correctly. I can't see his tail. It's probably pretty solid, either got that water pump tail or maybe the long, straight, almost rat tail type that is, kind of accepted by the ADBA standards when they talk about conformation. But, a very tombstone-ish looking animal. The tombstone in it really did shine through. Also too, Snooty dogs are built like muscle tanks. He didn't have the muscle structure. He had a more lean terrier, more terrier look to him, as you can see by the picture. But I just wanted to show this dog here. And also too, I want to talk a little bit about some of the dogs that he produced. But before I mention that, I would be remiss if I didn't say that this dog was also owned by Joanne LeBlanc. Anybody in the Texas area may have heard of Joanne LeBlanc and her husband. Dealt in the Mims dogs, were good friends with Judy and Carl Mims for many, many years. Rest in peace to Mr. Carl Mims. But one of the dogs I wanted to talk about that Bohunt produced was Yarboro's Soda Pop Bert, and that's champion Soda Pop Bert. Another sign, look almost identical to Bohunt, a little bit bulkier build, a little bit, bred to champion LeBlanc's champion Lizzie, who was out of Sorrel's Sailor, champion Sailor, and champion Claire, Mims champion Claire, who was also another ADBA confirmation champion out of Mims Moses that produced champion Bohunt, bred to Mims Carolina Flow. So some excellent confirmation dogs. What do you think about the way he's built, about the confirmation of this animal? I look forward to seeing your comments. And for the case of the analyzing of Mims champion Bohunt, this case is now dismissed. We'll get back to the show after these important messages.
Add these reading materials to your historical literature collection of the American Pit Bull Terrier. the Big Red Handbook, Family Bred and Raised, Dogs, Dogmen, and Bloodlines, and the Schoolboy Keep. Contact Richard Schoolboy Garcia on Messenger and purchase your part of history today.
Hammerhead on the beat, bitch.
Oh yeah. And now for my second case. A deeper look at Grand Champion Lucio. Let us get into this. This is yet another confirmation Grand Champion. This is another confirmation champion. This is a Grand Champion. None other than Segoose's Grand Champion Lucio. Now, Lucio is out of Segoose's Sniper POE, who is out of Ball's Raptor and Bryant's Scripper. Ball's Raptor is out of WCC's, that's Windy City Combine's champion Killian, and Ball's Jitterbug. Jitterbug is out of Ball's Jazzman and Ball's Pearl. Okay, Scripper is out of Joe D's Mr. Action. That's Von Zachariah and Man's Crazy Tippy Register of Merit. They took Mr. Action and bred to Bryant's Demona, who is out of Joe D's Mr. Action, which is Zachariah to Crazy Tippy, bred to Millbuster Sheba. Okay, now when we look at Lucio's dam, there's another ADBA champion, Segoose's Lola POE. She is out of Rock City's Champ, who is out of STP's Nasty and Rock City's Katie. Katie is out of Champion McDaniel's Cornbread. I'm familiar with that animal. I think that's maybe a boomerang snooty dog bred to Rock City's Clamp. They took Rock City's Champ and bred to Rock City's Alley, also out of SCP's Nasty, who is out of Black Pads and Barney Fife's Vespers. That is some Hog Grove champion Rufus blood, I believe. Bred to Jones Missy, who is out of LaFon's champion Rolex full-time winner and Ron's Cookie. So we see heavy balls bred animal, all types of good game bred animals, but yet we see where these game bred animals cultivated together produced a absolutely amazing confirmation sound well-built animal in Lucio, Grand Champion Lucio. But I would like to get your commentary on how this dog is built. What do you see in him by this picture? This, I believe, is a beautiful picture. You know, the muscle structure on him, on Lucio is bar none. So I would love to get the commentary of the Bulldog community to understand and know, first of all, look at the confirmation standard, the specs, if you will, and then look at this animal. Some of it we can't see. We have to see it up close and personal. But just by looking at the picture, just like the digital dog. So shout out to Samurai and the Shogun Army for doing that. Sometimes the picture can, tell you a whole lot about the way that an animal is built. Is confirmation. You don't actually need to see it up close to know that this is a very, very well built dog. Ranked at one time. I don't know if Lucio is still ranked up there, but at one time ranked very high on the confirmation list. ADBA, which is the American Dog Breeders Association, they have a list, and then of course next week we will get into some of the more stellar champion and grand champion weight pool dogs of the ADBA, of the American Dog Breeders Association's ranking list of weight pool champions and grand champions. We'll get a chance to go up to the top and see, which ones are the top ranking weight pullers. And we may be able to get a treadmill, see about some treadmill list but confirmation points and weight pool for sure. So never mind what I think. What do you think about this absolute specimen, in my opinion? Bred with all kind of good game bred stuff in it. Segoose Raptor and Segoose's Sniper have produced multiple. I believe they have another one called Batman, but I'm gonna do him on another show that comes down from this Sniper and Raptor and Killian type ball stuff. So like I said, never mind what I think. What do you think? So for the case of a deeper look at Segoose's grand champion Lucio, this case is now dismissed. This is a new segment. It's called Bench Warrant. Now, this episode's Bench Warrant goes out to Chico Lopez. Now, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but it sure does reek of some good game to me. I mean, some real good game. I get word of a beautiful young lady, I don't know if that was his daughter or his wife, saying that she had Desert Rats champion Doc Holliday frozen semen available. Cool. Heavy Honey Bunch dog. Okay, cool. Then somebody actually reaches out about the Doc Holliday semen within a few minutes of seeing this offer. Oh, we don't have any more champion Doc Holliday semen, but we do have his brother, champion Ringo. We have his semen still available. Now, to me, I thought that was some real good game, because I don't believe that he even had the Doc Holliday string, which is very much more popular of those brothers. Not many people know about the Ringo dog, but they hear a lot about Doc Holliday. So I thought that was a gimmick to attract attention and somebody, being interested, only to find out he has the less popular Ringo Scrolls. And I'm not saying that that's still could be some good stuff, but it sounds like some real good game. So I need to call Chico Lopez before the Bulldog community to try to explain yourself. Was that some good game you tried to pull off from the Bulldog community, or was that just so happened to be circumstances that led to that? And this is your segment on the Bench Warrant. Oh yeah. And now it's time for my second case. Is BDP'S champion Silver Bullet Unsung? Let us get into this. When I'm talking about Silver Bullet, I'm talking about none other than Bring the Pains champion Silver Bullet. Silver Bullet was an outstanding bred animal. Condition weight maybe 38, 39 pounds. On the chain weight 45 pounds. Won 28 minutes, best in show. Won his second one in 42 minutes, best in show. Won number 3 over Camp H champion Dozier in 48 minutes. Salute to him. This is one of those ones this is one I'm bringing forth before the Bulldog community to be considered as an unsung. Now, we will look at how he is bred. He is sired by Acart's Little Dudley, POR, who is out of Terrence Dudley, one-time winner, and Wendy. Dudley is out of Grand Champion Yellow, bred to Terrence Gladdy D. Gladdy D also out of Yellow, bred to Terrence Gladys. Wendy is out of Vice Grips Thunder, bred to Southern Kennels Katana. Katana is a double-bred Mayday female. His dam was Bringing the Pains Fancy 2, POR, who is out of Abraham's Bull. Abraham Bull being out of course, Grand Champion Buck, STP's Grand Champion Buck, and the Abraham's Grand Champion Queen of Hearts. The dam on the fancy side, of course, is Funch's Fancy, two-time winner, who is also out of Abraham's Bull, which is out of Grand Champion Buck and Grand Champion Queen of Hearts. Bred to McDaniel's 3-Leg, who is out of Coleman's Pac-Man and McDaniel's Ready Action. So, very, very nice, well-blended Red Boy Jocko, Bolio Tombstone, a touch of balls here and there, from the Bobby Jr. But pretty much, in a nutshell, this is just a traditional so-called, or whatever you want to call it, a golden vein breeding with the Red Boy Jocko Bolio Tombstone. Outstanding resume, outstanding blend. Now let us look at if he produced. He produced a producer in Saigon, the Bull POR, also one-time winner, OTC Bring the Pains Polar Bear, aka Bob, and CSK's Black Bull, CSK's Emily. That is as much as I could see as far as his production power.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
He does have a brother who is Bringing the Pains champion, Blizzard, who also, made champion and was a good one also. So, this is just what I have, the evidence that I have so far to look at for the Bulldog community to consider Bringing the Pains champion Silver Bullet as one of them ones. You understand me? As one of the ones that could be considered as an unsung. You may look at his performance record, but then you may say, well, I don't think so because of his production. It just depends on what you say it is. So I look forward to your commentary. I look forward to your comments, hearings, and proceedings that we have this evening, and also too in the live Bulldog Court after show. So I'm going to leave this here. For the case of is BDP'S champion Silver Bullet Unsung, this case is now dismissed. Oh yeah. And now it's time for my closing monologue. Like I say every time, make your next move your best move, but move strategic like a chess move. Say, man, we just can't beat the heat, but we got to. Come on, man. Plenty of water. Change them water buckets out. Give them some cool water, man. Throw some water on the ground for them, man. Make it, easy for your animals. I don't care, you gotta take them inside, let them get some of that air conditioner. This is your boy, Get a Hope James, because we got to get a hold of the game. I'm out.
Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, and tell a dogman or woman about the Sporting Dog Archive.